Hello, Sacramento Kings fans. Let's talk about Scott Perry. So Scott Perry's arrival as the Sacramento Kings' new general manager is going to be interesting, as this offseason, they allege, will not be a full-scale rebuild, and they've alluded that it'll be continuity is the theme. So let's just get into this and talk about some of the challenges they face. And hit that like and subscribe button for more NBA content like this. Go to hoopshype.com to read my work as a multimedia journalist for them. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say down below about the Kings. And are they now trying to build from the middle, aka from mediocrity? I do think that this is a very weird situation, and I think it does come down from Vivek Ranadivev not being a great owner. And Scott Perry has confirmed that the Kings will avoid a full rebuild, focusing instead on adding length and athleticism, which I hope means defense, to complement the core of Domantas Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine. Look, DeRozan and Zach LaVine were brought in this offseason, or during the season as well, with LaVine, for De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, one could say also Davion Mitchell, and basically the rest of the bottom of the roster that they weren't playing. And to me, the biggest thing that we're seeing right here is what we all expected. A team that, yeah, the offense kind of works. It works, but they're terrible defensively. This is a team that ranked 23rd in defensive rating last season. And even though they have Keon Ellis, they really didn't have a versatile stopper. And it's not like trading for Jeremy Grant's going to save the day, or trading for an Isaac Okoro could help, but they drafted Devin Booker with the 2024 draft pick as a developmental option. However, I think they need to look at guys like a Tyus or Trey Jones at the bare minimum to come in and help, or if a Marcus Smart gets bought out. I think there needs to be something done to help improve the perimeter attack. And more than likely, Mr. Zach LaVine will pick up the player option on 25-26 because that's a lot of money. And they'll probably give him an extension. But LaVine's injury history and defensive flaws do make him still a risky asset. Regardless, his scoring ability is at an all-NBA level, and that's a premium. Now, a team like the Orlando Magic or Detroit Pistons, in exchange for picks, young players, and cap flexibility, could be intrigued by his availability in a trade. I think pairing him with better defenders, a rim-protecting center, would salvage his fit. And I don't think there's a free agency risk because he knows that the Kings will pay him. Despite Perry's continuity stance, Sabonis remains a name that will surface in trade talks after a 19-14-6 season. I think the options aren't as easy as they would seem due to the fact that it's not like the Brooklyn Nets are going to be like, here's Nick Claxton and draft picks to address the Sacramento Kings rim protection need. Because no, nor will the Heat say, hey, we want to have 3 centers on the roster. Because that's not really what's going to happen. And I think Perry would most likely be inclined to keep Sabonis unless a Godfather offer emerges, given his all-NBA production. The Kings will be, I think, about $30 million over the cap, and this is a team that should go after guys like a Torrey Craig at the bare minimum. The center market is pretty bleak, and there isn't going to be like a true defensive. Precious Achiuwa could help them, as he would help them out. And I think promoting the Joneses, Mason and Isaac Jones, to fill out the rotational gaps cheaply could help. And my assumption is that interim coach Doug Christie, 27 and 24, who improved the team's defense post Mike Brown's firing, will be retained, as his player-friendly approach seemingly resonated with the locker room, especially with young stars like Keegan Murray. And with Keegan Murray, this is a team that may trade him if they feel like that can get him a better player or a point guard, or they're going to extend him. I think this is a team that, I also think I got the salary cap wrong. My apology. I went off the dome right there, but I just think looking at everything that's here is kind of intriguing, because this isn't a easy situation for Scott Perry. And I don't think Scott Perry is like that great of a GM. I think he's getting too much credit for what Leon Rose did. And then, as I said, it's the 26-27, my apology, player option. I said 25-26. I had a year early, but this offseason, it's going to be extension eligibility. So if he is traded, or if he is expected to stick around, they'll probably talk extension so he avoids the option. That's it. Bye.